then you have a package deal, and you can ask yourself the question, well, if we take that through to the antitype, an idolatrous practice that comes in a place that was dedicated to Sabbath keeping, the holy place around Jerusalem, which led to desolation because of the rejection of Christ and the acceptance of another standard of obedience, then we would be able to pull it through and say something similar must be happening at the last time, in the last days. So God's law must be set aside. Another law, another standard, another mark must take its place. And the authority that is associated with the standard is one that usurps the authority of God.
You know, Dr. Fite, that reminds me, you're talking about how these Roman emperors would deify themselves and how one of the commandments became an issue. It's not the first time it's happened in the Bible. We look in Daniel, and Jesus points us back to Daniel. In Daniel chapter 3, the king says, worship the way I tell you to worship or you're going to be killed. And he actually has an image involved. So there's idolatry and worship or death, which is what you see in Revelation 13. Worship the image of the beast or die. Then you get to Daniel chapter 6, and now it's the king of Persia, Darius or Darius. And he says, if you do not pray to me, you'll be thrown to the lions. And so we see that, and they take two different commandments here, first commandment and the second commandment. It wouldn't surprise us in the last days if the devil didn't use the same idea and say, I'm going to pick one of the commandments.
That's one of the beauties of typology, because you can learn the lessons out of the type and apply them to the antitype. If you do not worship me, the Bible also says if you obey someone over and above God, then that is an act of worship because it's contrary to the law of God.
Yeah. Well, Romans 6.
Yeah, contrary to the second commandment as well, thou shalt not make for thyself an idol. And Nebuchadnezzar at that stage defied God's word that there was going to be a division and a takeover of Babylon. And he decided that he was going to make the statue gold from top to bottom to say Babylon will never disappear. Now, if that is the case, then I could imagine that if we go to principalities and powers, that was their intention, that the Babylonian religion, which was a counterfeit parallel religion,